Benjamin Franklin once said, "There are two things in this world that are certain: death and taxes." While there's nothing we can do about death, there are some stuff that we can do about taxes. So what can we do about taxes, and what is this magical pay rise that I'm talking about? Now, to understand the magical pay rise that I will talk about, we first need to understand what superannuation is. Superannuation is basically our retirement broker account where our employers have to pay 9.5% of our pay every time they pay us. And this will be invested mostly in the stock market. There might be some options that are not invested in the stock market, but in general, it's invested in the stock market. Now, if you're confused about what a broker account is, I will explain this in a future video, but without straying too much from this topic, let's focus on superannuation for now and how we can use this superannuation to our advantage. So basically, when your employer pays you, they will first take out the amount that needs to be paid into your super, and then you would get taxed, and then you would take everything into your bank account as cash. And this allows you to be able to do some plays where you can maximize the income overall, which will help you reduce the taxes you pay by salary sacrificing. Now you might be curious, how would salary sacrifice help me increase my income? Now, super is the term we use in Australia, but in America it's called Roth IRA. Again, just a different name, but same thing. Your retirement account where it's invested in the stock market, and you can sacrifice some of your pay into this account to maximize the overall income that you get. Again, key point, overall income, not every pay cycle. Because you are salary sacrificing from your pay into your retirement account, which enables you to pay less taxes. And I will show you this from these two graphs over here. I will post down the link in the description where you can visit this website and play around with the numbers and see what works for you. Now, before I go in any further, please note that this is not a financial advice. This is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. And I hope that you do learn something new. And if you do learn something new, please consider gently smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel. But without further ado, here are the graphs that I'm talking to you about and how we can use this to our advantage to pay less taxes overall and get more income overall. So as you can see from the graph, I have chosen 2.3k as the base fortnightly salary. That is the average income of an Aussie. If you're earning less than this, I'm sorry, I must be sounding like an asshole to you. But this is just a number that I found online. And this basically lets you earn 50k annually. You would be putting 5.6k into your super. You would be losing 10k to taxes. And just take 50k as cash into your bank account. Let's imagine if we were to sacrifice $200 fortnightly from this pay. Now that is the picture below. And you can see that this time we're taking 1.742 fortnightly into our pay. Now that's a difference of $130 cash, but we are sacrificing $200 into our super. So overall, that's a $70 gain that we're making when what we put to super and what we lose to tax compared to how it changes in our pay. This allows you to earn this time 46.5k annually, and this time we're putting almost 11k into our super, and this time we're losing 8k to taxes. So feel free to go back into the video and take a look at these charts again. Again, I will drop a link down in the description where you can go visit this website yourself, play around with the numbers, see what suits you best. And if you can find that magical number, I would recommend definitely starting as early as possible, because for the thing that I'm going to mention now, it is vital that you build up to 25k sacrificed on top of what you get paid from your employer. Now, what I'm going to mention to you guys is basically First Home Super Savings Scheme. Now, that's a mouthful, so I will say FHSS from now on. But basically, in the scheme, you can use the money you have sacrificed into your super as for your first deposit for buying your first house, right? And right now, the housing market in Australia is insane. We need all the help that we can get to put down that first big deposit, because a house in Australia right now, starting on average from $1 million. Now that means 10% deposit if you're going to pay, that means 100k that you need to put down. And for the FHSS, you can use 25k sacrificed. Again, this you can't use just any amount from your super. It has to be what you have sacrificed on top of what your employer pays. So you can use 25k from what you have sacrificed to your super for your first home deposit. And this will help alleviate some of the pressure that it will have on your savings account. Instead of 100k straight from your savings, you can use 25k that you have sacrificed to your super for your first deposit, and it will be much easier on you to reach that first deposit goal for your hopefully dream house. And we all know it's going to be really tough in this market, and as I said, we need all the help that we can get. And let's say you have sacrificed enough, 25k into your super, and then you decided, you know what, I don't want to buy a house, I want to get that money back. You can take that money back out. In this case, you will be taxed a bit more than you would have if you were to take it cash from your employer. You would be taxed 2.5% more, which means 35% instead of 32.5%. Now, this might sound like a bad deal to you, like, oh, what, I'm getting taxed more? I thought this was gonna work out in my favor. Now, keep in mind, while you might be getting taxed 2.5% more, this money has been working in your super, basically, in the stock market, and hopefully it is increasing. It will most likely increase again. You should check out your super, where it's invested, see if it's a good idea. But overall, stock market annually returns 7 to 8%. That's at least as per S&P 500. So considering that your money in the super is growing 7 to 8%, and you're only paying 2.5% of what you have sacrificed for your taxes on top of what you would have paid, that's a good deal to me. You're making more in your super, and the money that you're using to sacrifice to your super, you can buy a property. Now, overall, this is just a quick run through of the scheme. Now, there's a hell of a lot more information on the ATO's website. You can get more information there too. In different countries, I'm not sure if you're able to use it for your first home super savings scheme, but for states, there's a very similar program. Instead of 25k, I think their limit is 15k. So make sure to check that out as well, how much you can use. But overall, I do enjoy showing the middle finger to tax every once in a while, because tax is cruel. If I can find a way to reduce the amount of tax that I'm paying, I feel like I'm investing more for my future, and it keeps me happy, motivated, and I hope it will do the same to you guys as well. If you've made it to the end, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, if you have learned something new, if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing, liking this video, and sharing with your friends who might not be aware of the scheme. And I will see you guys on my next video. Thank you.